I wanted to make a video about Gunkusu, but since I had trouble getting footage for it, I decided to do an anime that I watched when I was first started watching anime. Kinda. The anime I'm talking about is Demon Lord Retry, or the new one. Back when I first started watching anime, I seen the old one, if you can call it old that is, because the first one came out in 2019 and spanned over 12 episodes long, and the revamped version came out in 2024 and spanned over 12 episodes long too. Now, before I talk about the anime, I want to talk about the source material, which is kinda weird, because there are three for it, with two separate mangas and a light novel, with the light novel being the original source. And everything except the first manga is still ongoing. Now, to be honest, this is really just me acknowledging how they handled the season, the new one that is, because when I first learned of the new one being made, I thought it would just be a pointless remake, given that I thought they would just redo the season in a different art style. But to my surprise, after watching a bit, the show actually continues with the story, making it so that since the remake includes key moments from the original, it makes it so you don't have to go back to the original, even going as far as adding new material at the very start of this new one. Now, if you're wondering why this is a good thing, if you've seen the original, it basically just throws them into action, but in the revamped version, it gives them a build up, or something at least to go off of. By the way, let me tell you about the story just in case you've never seen it before or completely know nothing. The story follows our main character Hakuto Kayonai, who's a demon lord with outstanding power. And between the old one and the new one, we always knew he got Isekai, but thanks to the revamped version, we see his time before this, that he was sent to the new world because he happened to be logged in at the time. Similar to Overlord in a way. But never mind that, a little bit after this, he ends up meeting a little girl and ends up killing a monster chasing her. And because of it, he actually ends up taking care of the girl. Sort of like a daughter in a way. We find out that her name is Aku. And after talking to her for a bit, she tells him about a place that she knows about. And this catches his interest, so he goes there. When he enters, he actually learns that there was a god inside that grants wishes, and someone wished for a demon lord to be summoned. And since Hakuto's character was a demon lord, it summoned that person instead. Now I know you may be wondering why it summoned Hakuto with him, but that answer is pretty much simple. He just happened to be slogged in at the time, so he got fucked over and summoned with him. Now if you're wondering why Hakuto just doesn't ask the guy to send him back, obviously he does. Hakuto actually tries to wish to go back to his world, but that can't happen. See, the reason is when a god grants a wish, he can't make another wish that will contradict or mess with someone else's wish. So Hakuto is basically shit out of luck. And with that, the god basically just starts to crumble, but he does end up giving Hakuto a ring. And what does it do? Who knows? The god never explained it before he crumbled away, so Hakuto just left with it stuck on his finger because he can't get it off, just wondering what it does. It does seem to feel, but he doesn't know what makes it feel itself. Now, if you can't tell from all that, Hakuto's main goal is to just find a way back home, so he's doing various things to achieve that. Funny enough though, I always wondered, if he does make it back home, what happened to his allies that he made in the new world? Like, would they feel abandoned or anything like that? But nevertheless, I digress. So pay it no mind. Now, I would recommend starting with the old one first, just so everything is laid out in front of you, and I feel like it would be more enjoyable before going to the new one. But the remake does do a good job laying out key moments from the old one before proceeding with the story. So no matter which one you decide to start with or decide to watch, either choice will be fine. Either way though, I do encourage you to watch both because I'm heavily biased when it comes to anything Isekai, mystery, or thriller. Well, maybe not all of them, but I do rate the original 7 out of 10. Because in my opinion, it still makes it for a good Isekai, or at least a basic starter Isekai. So check it out, who knows, it may end up being one of your favorites.